What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we're going to be going over the charts. We're going to be going over Bitcoin in longer term, and then in shorter term, we're going to take a look at the pre-markets. Could this be a bounce day Friday in the traditional markets? A lot of times they will have a rally on Friday. Is that going to happen this time? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what to look for. Also, let me know in the comments down below if you want to see live streams that open or you just want these pre-recorded, because I'm getting mixed signals. So let me know in the comments below which you would prefer. That way I know how to go forward with it. Anyways, we're going to take a look at a real interesting video. So make sure you stick around for that. And then after that, we're going to go into Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, gold, and silver. As you guys know, those charts are very old. The prices we have been looking for quite some time. We're going to see how that's playing out. But as you can see, let's refresh this and make sure. So the Dow is up 353 points. This is pre-market. NASDAQ 247 and S&P 59. Will that hold today? Will we get the rally? Could Bitcoin go higher, or is this a dead cat bounce nearing an end? We're going to talk about that and what areas to look for. So on the Dow Jones, as you guys know, my target has been, since we broke up here, about 30,700 points, right in that range. We did get a little bounce here. We didn't quite test the bottom of the channel here. So it's most likely, even if we get a rally up here, next week we'll come back down and test the bottom of this. If at any time this breaks, that could be very bad for the Dow. I've been showing this chart, the Dow Jones. This is the Dow currently, and this was the Dow Jones in the Great Depression. These are a weekly chart, so this drop took a little over 2 years. If we do break that 30,700 range, we could be looking at something like this. Now, this is not guaranteed. I've never told anyone it was guaranteed, but I know a lot of people are showing different spots in the charts that make it look bullish, but they fail to look at the ones that make it bearish. So that's what I'm here for. Let's get into the DXY. So the DXY, this was our target here, 147. I said if this held as support. Now this shows a case that if the DXY breaks up and goes up to this range today, then the Dow may come down after open. So be cautious, be careful. If you guys are trading, a lot of people think they have to be in a trade all the time. If you miss a trade, wait for the next. Don't jump in skittish. Bitcoin's not going to go to $100,000 in a day. You're not going to miss out. And if it really does go to 500,000 or, a million, even buying it's, a break of the all-time high wouldn't be bad. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. A lot of people rush into things and lose money, but the DXY, as we're making this video, is trying to pump here. If we do break up here, you guys know my targets up here. I have much bigger targets in the longer time frame. Sorry guys, I'll try to make this as quick as possible. Every time I make a video, I always leave something out. Make sure you go down, smash that thumbs up, share the video if you would, and don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know if you'd rather have lives or recorded in the morning. So in the bigger picture, if we break this 105, you guys know I have targets all the way up into the 130 range, and then much, much higher if we look at the monthly chart for the DXY. Everybody has been extremely bearish on the DXY, but if you look at it on the monthly here, and it was to actually break this, if this was a falling wedge that it broke out of, we could go much, much, much higher. And what this will be the markets crashing, the dollar going big. And then when the markets bottom out, all this cash will go back in the market and let the cash grow. That's how the big boys play. So this is another chart, the Amazon chart. We're going to talk about this a little more later, but I've made this a video on this on December 2nd, talking about how the similarities were and how over here all the .com scams got washed out. We need the same for crypto, get the scams washed out. I do believe this is a good possibility. Although it's not a guarantee, it's a good possibility, something to keep in mind. We've seen what happened to Luna, right? All right, so this is our weekly rising channel we broke. When we knew if we broke this 34.8 range, we were coming down. I had a target around the mid-20s. I still think there's a very good possibility we hit that range. Even if we do have a bounce up today, like I said, we'll look at the targets. But either way, I don't see Bitcoin getting back above this 35. on the weekly. Now that could wick above in the smaller time frames, which we're going to take a look at. So a lot of people just don't listen to the whole, scenario of how charts work. Those of you that do get it, I understand that, but a lot of you don't. And every little bounce, Savvy was wrong, but you got to pay attention to the whole video. This is on the weekly. We'll go into smaller time frames, but before we do, I want to remind you guys, there is a Savvy Trading Clash competition. I think there's 12 more hours to join. I think you can even join after it starts, and it's going to last a couple weeks. So if you miss out, you can still get in if you're watching this video later. But there are real prizes. It's free to join. All you need is to sign up with an email. The prizes are from $5,000 all the way down to I think $100, maybe even $50. Not sure, but there's 10 prizes. Totally free to join. You can sign up using my link down below. And the contest is right here, Savvy's Trading Clash. There's currently 813 people. Let's get it to at least 1,000 before open. There's 10 hours before it opens. It ends 5/26/22. Like I said, it's a great way to learn to use this platform without putting in any risk. And then if you do decide to trade regularly on it, or if you already are, you can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your fees. Now, when you join the Savvy's Trading Clash, all you have to do is put in the key. They'll ask for a key. The key is 777777. You can check it out on my Twitter. I've tweeted it every morning to let you guys know and be aware of it. So let's take a look at our daily chart. So this was our daily chart. Right here, we had this big, huge bull trap ABC correction before crashing down. And if you look at our target from this, we made this way over here. We actually, before it even broke, we talked about if it broke 51.5, then we could look for that measured move of the mid 20 range. We did get close to it. So, you could say this is the bottom, but a lot of people are calling it the bottom. And I believe when the bottoms hit, you'll know because people will quit calling the bottom. That's how it usually works in a bear market. We've talked about how bear markets work. They just keep having, scam pumps. They got to get people in so they can exit and take more money. Otherwise, if they just dumped it all, it would just go straight down. We see what happened with Luna, right? They need these bounces so they can, keep selling for higher prices. They'll let it bounce as high as they can. So like I said, on the daily, we have a different target to the upside if we get a rally than we did on the weekly. Remember, on the daily, it could get up here. On the weekly, it could end up being a wick. But on the daily, target is about 38.5 tops for Bitcoin. Now, if it breaks above this area, then I start to look at getting bullish. But until then, I'm going to remain bearish. I've showed right here on the RSI, this is the daily, a rising wedge, break of that wedge gets the RSI all the way down to this red line before this is over. Another thing we can look at here, and we'll see how this closes today, but if you look here where we're at on the daily, we're making higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. That's hidden bearish divergence. Now that can be erased if it closes above the 30,900. That'll erase the hidden bearish divergence, right? But what is hidden bearish divergence? It's a continuation of the current trend. The current trend is down. So let's see how that daily closes. Again, that's for the daily chart. And then we can look at the 4 hours. So the 4 hours, same thing, 38.7 to 38.5. If it was to rally for the next week or so, we could see that levels. But we do have this resistance, our weekly resistance at 35. Now remember, it could wick up here and close down below here, and the weekly resistance will prove to have held if that happens. We did have our target on the 4 hour. Perfect. It hit absolutely perfect. That was on the 4 hour chart. So this is 4 hour target, right? Or daily target, whichever. And that's just a measured move of the break of this bear flag. Now, if this 25, if this target breaks and becomes resistance, which again, guys, we could bounce around in here for months and make a trading range here, making another bear flag before continuing down. Now the big measured move of this whole thing is a bear flag. We take a measured move from the break of this trend right here. That was the breaking point of the trend. Why is that? Oh, okay. That's the breaking point of the trend. So we measure from here down to the bottom. That's the flag pole for the bear flag. And then if we put it over here, that gets us down to as low as the 6,700 range. Now remember, if it plays out like Amazon and it plays out time-wise the same, it would be 2023 before the bottom, and it could go as low as 3,500. I'm not saying it has to. I'm not even saying it has to go below this here, but be careful, because if it plays out like the Amazon, guys, it's going to get ugly. And if people haven't realized that the markets can do exact opposite of what people think, you will learn if you stick around long enough. So anyways, that's what I'm looking at here. Also, I wanted to point out, you can see this yellow line I have here. We can move it up to this peak, but if you look at this peak here, let me make that fatter so you can see. We also are showing higher highs or lower highs in the price action. And if we go from here to here, higher highs here, hidden bearish divergence. Now, we could go from this peak, right? So this peak here, if this was to rally up and go up to that 35,000 range, we would make even bigger hidden bearish divergence. So either way, we're look to be forming hidden bearish divergence here, guys. So be careful, be cautious. Remember, on this channel, I'll never tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to long, or when to short. I show you my ideas. You got to come up with your own conclusions. Watch other channels do what you got to do. But just be cautious, be careful. Never trade off someone else's opinion. Okay, so this is the 1 hour. We had this we're going to talk about for a second. On the 1 hour, we had this falling channel. We had that target, same target, which we hit. Now let's get rid of this channel for a minute. Let's pull that out of the way and look at where we're at here. So a break of the 31.3, which would be this trend line here, would bring us up to the 200 EMA around 32.5. Now that's if the Dow gets a rally today. If not, then we come back down, retest this area. And I haven't heard anyone talk about it, but this could be, I don't think it is, but again, I'm going to give you my opinion. It could be an inverse head and shoulders here. And let me make this so you can see it right here, right? With the neckline break. Now, if we come back down and test this area around 29.5 and get a bounce, that'll be a successful test of the neckline. Again, I don't believe that's what we're seeing here, but it's definitely possible, and you need to look at all possibilities. That would get you a target up to around that 34 to 34.5 range, which again, like we talked about, would make major hidden bearish divergence because we have this high up here, and that would make another high in the RSI on the 1 hour. But again, I don't think that's what we're seeing. If we break 31.3, I will start to look at it as a possibility, but as of right now, that's not what I think I'm seeing. I just wanted to point that out and give you guys another perspective. Now, something I want to talk about before we get into Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, gold, and silver charts that happen to be very old, 6 months to a year, depending on which one we're looking at. But so this is emails from Sarah Soloway and Gareth Soloway from February 4th and January 28th, which is after I made my December 2nd video. And on these, they were making offers of giving me stuff to be on my channel. So when you see him on other people's channels, that's how he gets on there. I also posted a tweet today. You'll find it. I'm not even gonna say what it is, but check it out. But anyways, he acted like he didn't know me, but this is his email, Gareth Soloway, right? January 28th. So I'm just putting this out there. Now I got a video that Soul Extender on Twitter. You'll see it. If you go to my Twitter, retweet this video. It got retweeted. This one got retweeted like 25 retweets. There's a few of them on there. Some of them got much higher. This was his, but Soul Extender. Check him out. Good guy. But he made this video. Thought it was great. I'm going to let you guys see it, and then we'll get into the Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin chart. And this was BitBoy on BitBoy's channel. If you guys watch BitBoy, you know I've been on there a couple times. But I'd been emailing him this since I made that chart, or DMing him this, but he actually made sure to give me credit for that. Just watch this video. This is a great video. Thanks, Soul Extender. You know what? I might have to turn my audio input on. I didn't even think about that. Dang it. Let's do that real quick. Shoot. I'm just going to turn this up. I hope you guys can hear it so we can get it on here. All right.
Thesis is Bitcoin still has as low as $20,000, but below. Then long term, I think it rebounds and you're talking. I want to show you where I get this idea. Ridiculous amount of cryptos we need to flush out, right? So I've likened Bitcoin and cryptos to the .com. I want to show you what Amazon looked like back in.
Mind you, this was on March 3rd.
1999 to 2.
I got to tell you, Gareth. As you get into this, before you say it, I got to say something, because Crypto Savvy sends me him on Twitter once a week with this Amazon chart showing how accurate it is, what we're seeing today, and it just says, "This is your weekly reminder."
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere, going.
We're gonna take this stuff real quick.
And this, he added this in. This is from my December 2nd video.
Now, this is the Amazon chart, right? And you can see Amazon, the .com bubble. This is back in '99, big .com bubble. And if you remember, when the .com bubble was out, there were plenty of other .com things besides Amazon. Kind of similar to Bitcoin and the altcoins. It went 95% all the way down to $5.32, right in there, right? That was a 95% correction. What did it do afterwards? It went up just severely the next 20 years, just absolutely exploded. Could that possibly happen with Bitcoin? If so, then you could possibly see that $1 million Bitcoin, $1 billion Bitcoin, who knows? Maybe that's what we could be looking at. I just wanted to put the chart out and show you the similarities.
Thanks, man. That was a great video. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. But let's get into what's going on now. Like I said, if you would, get over to my Twitter, retweet that. It's pretty funny to get it out there. All right, so Ethereum, is our long-term look at Ethereum. We had this target right here from the break of this rising wedge down to 1919, which we got to. I said if that broke, we could be looking at the 1564. Almost got there, not quite. But like I said, I don't think this is done yet. If Ethereum, Bitcoin, and everything was to get a bullish move, the highest I see Ethereum is around 27. But we do have the 8 EMA at around 23, so that may be where it stops. Same thing, we had a measured move target of the rising wedge on the RSI. That gets us way down here to around the 15 on the RSI, 15 to 16. But anyways, this was our target from breaking here, so I still think there's a good chance we get down to this area. And as you guys know, my Litecoin chart, same thing, rising broadening wedge. We had a measured move, gets us down to around 24 bucks. Again, if we are in a long-term bear market, all these targets could be much lower. But XRP, we had the target at 28. Still think we're probably most likely headed there. We have the 48-cent range, 49-cent range as the 8 EMA on the daily. Watch for a rejection there if we're going to get it. And then if this does break, could go as low as 17. And remember, if we're in a long-term bear market, could go much lower. Let's take a look at gold. So gold has broken major support here. You guys know my targets for gold are around 15 to 16,000 or 15 to 1600. Sorry about that. But anyway, that seems to be playing out beautifully also. And then silver, our first target is around 20. If that breaks, around 1550. as you guys know, if you've been watching this channel, this charts, gold and silver, are about a year old. The Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP charts are about 6 to 8 months old. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to smash the likes. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure your notification bells are ticked to get my new videos when they get released. A lot of them are time sensitive. And yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment also below. Let me know if you'd rather have lives at market open or recorded. Thanks, guys.